Left of the box. Crystal and Kyle talked to Cenk recently about some comments that he made. And Kyle was pushing, so what happens when America does basically bomb Iran and every one of those Trump supporters still support Trump?
So
right, but that's not like Joe Rogan does, right? Joe Rogan doesn't do that. Charlie Kirk doesn't do that. They don't do that.
Said how unpopular they are.
Yeah, but my point is, Joe Rogan and Charlie Kirk don't do that, Cenk. They're not allies. Joe Rogan and Charlie Kirk don't do that. Steve Bannon doesn't do that. Sloppy Steve goes and gives Trump a hand job every day. That's the point, is that they're not allies. And by the way, even on the Iran war thing, they're lying. They are lying. We literally have the quotes right here. Charlie Kirk is already backpedaling. Quote, we must trust Trump in this situation. Steve Bannon, if Trump ultimately decides to bomb Iran's nuclear sites, MAGA would come around. That's not me speaking. That's Steve Bannon. The vast majority of the MAGA movement will go, look, we trust your judgment. We don't like it. In fact, we may hate it, but we'll get on board. Tucker Carlson called Trump and apologized, and he also said on his podcast with Steve Bannon, quote, I like Israel. I don't talk about Gaza because my audience got mad at me. He said, quote, watching Donald Trump, who at his core is sincere about peace, I feel for President Trump, and he just has to roll with it. That is not true. What he's saying is not true. These are not allies. They will immediately start moving the goalposts as soon as Trump starts bombing Iran.
Here we go again.
You're going to get this. You're going to get, oh, he's getting bad advice from the neocons around him. It's not a big deal. It's a limited attack. It's defensive. It's not offensive. This isn't like Iraq. There are no boots on the ground. The only people who are sincere that I will grant you, Cenk, is libertarians. So Thomas Massey and Dave Smith, because libertarians have a track record like Ron Paul did of being very principled. But everybody in MAGA, or 99% of them, will bend the knee. Just like 99% of the ones in Congress have already bent the knee. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's saying things that are against the war, she's ultimately not signing onto the bill to block the war.
Okay, so here we go.
So I don't know when this was recorded, but it premiered yesterday. And so we're about to find out in the next 24 hours who's right in this situation. Is it Kyle or is it Cenk? Who's right in this? Like, will a bunch of MAGA people who were previously saying, ooh, war with Iran, bad, Trump would never do that. No, if they're going to suddenly turn around and be like, yeah, I see Trump's point in just bombing Iran. I see it. Will Marjorie Taylor Greene still be like, oh, I'm anti-war? Will she still be like that? You know, the whole Cenk having her up on TYT saying, oh, she's anti-war. She's on our side for this one thing. We disagree on everything else, but we're right on this. Or will she suddenly, change her tune too, and be like, well, Trump has a point. This is so, what's the word? When it's like, it's going to tell the future. Fortuitous or something like that. That they just had this debate. It's online for everyone to fucking see. That Cenk was still arguing that MAGA would turn on Trump if Trump decides to bomb Iran. And Kyle here saying, no, they fucking won't. We're about to find out in the next 24 hours who's right. Where do you think my money is on that one?